What's up guys, Mad Fragger back again. I got another fragrance review video for you, and today I want to share with you the 10 best performing fragrances from my collection. Now all of these sans one are going to be budget options, so let's get started with the first one, and these are in no particular order. The first one is going to be Shiaka by Codlage. This is inspired by Reflection Man by Amouage. It's also going to remind you of Gucci Guilty Elixir. And the scent profile on this one is just absolutely gorgeous. There's yellow and white florals in here. It's very gentlemanly and classy and beautiful. It's one of my favorites in my collection as far as the scent profile goes. And the performance on this is massive, especially for the type of scent profile that it is. You get great performance out of this one. That's Shiaka by Codlage. That's the first in the list. Moving on to the next one. Now this one is also inspired by an Amouage fragrance that has been referred to as the Blue Beast, and that's Amouage Interlude Man. And when you're trying to, when you're putting out a clone fragrance, an inspired by fragrance that is, an interpretation of one that everybody has been, so apt at describing as the Blue Beast and as a great performer, like a nuclear type of performing fragrance, you got to try to at least come close to that. And I feel like Ofon did in this case. This is Ofon Supremacy incense. And this one, it is a subjective fragrance profile. I think it's going to be one that a lot of people are going to fall in love with, or they're going to really dislike it. But if you do enjoy this scent profile, the performance on this is massive. Granted, it's not going to be quite the performance you're going to get out of the Amouage fragrance, out of the Amouage Interlude Man, but for what you're going to pay for this, it is a great inspired by fragrance that does a great job and performs really, really good, projects hard, lasts a long time. Next up, we got one that I've talked about on the channel, I've reviewed on the channel. I, speak very highly of this fragrance because the scent profile on it is amazing, but the performance on it is just as great. This is Armaf's Hunter Killer Bullet, and this is inspired by Mancera's Red Tobacco. It's the Red Tobacco DNA, but with their own kind of twist going on here, and it's a great twist. This is an excellent fragrance, great for fall, winter, and performs really well. This is one that you get this on if you're wearing like a hoodie, a jacket, and you get this on clothes, it's gonna last for, you're gonna still smell this a couple weeks later. Great performer here, and it definitely deserves to be in this list. That one I love the way that one performs off my skin. I love wearing that one. It just sticks with you just forever, and it smells great. Next up, we've got a fragrance that, nobody's going to be any stranger to this one. This gets a lot of love, gets a lot of hate. That's Club Dino Intense Man by Armaf. Now, this one, as I said, it gets a hell of a lot of hate, but it also gets just as much love. But whether or not you enjoy the scent profile here, or whether or not you like the way this one comes off, I don't think anybody can argue with the fact that this is a great performing fragrance. It's very versatile. It's inspired by Creed's Aventus, and it is a monster performer. This sticks around forever, and out of this whole list, it's probably the best overall. Like when you're talking about in general, overall big picture, this is probably the best performer on the list, possibly. So Club Dino Intense Man, yes, this is a great performing fragrance, although some people could go either way as far as the scent profile goes. Next up, this is Spectre Ghost. I don't right now, I'm having a brain fart, and I don't remember off the top of my head right now what the house is on this one. I'm sorry that I don't remember, but you can look it up and figure it out. This is, again, Spectre Ghost. It's inspired by Nishan Ani, and I feel like in a lot of ways this is a better fragrance than Ani. I do own Nishan Ani, and beautiful vanilla fragrance with a great, the benzoin in here is just fantastic. And the scent profile on this, in my opinion, is great. Like, you can't beat the scent profile, especially for cool weather. But when you put alongside how good the scent is here with the fact that it performs really great, that just puts this one up to I would say this one's a good 9.5 out of 10 for me. Love this thing, and the presentation I think is really awesome. So yeah, Spectre Ghost, that is a really good performing fragrance there. And if you like that kind of scent profile, then you're not going to have any complaints on the performance there. Next up, we got two Body Al Oud fragrances from Latafa, and that's going to be Body Al Oud Amethyst and Oud for Glory. Now, this one is inspired by Oud for Greatness by Initio. This one is inspired by Atomic Rose from Initio. And this is an Oud Rose scent profile that's friggin' amazing and great, especially in cool weather. And this one is just as great as far as the scent profile goes. Some people would say it does have like a slight medicinal kind of thing going on, and I've heard people say that this one can come off smelling like bug spray to certain people's noses. But however you view the scent profile and whatever your opinion is of that on either of these, they're both excellent performers. They both last forever. They both project really hard, and these are great performers, and that's why they're in this list. Next up, we've got Layukawam by Rasasi. This is an absolutely wonderful fruity raspberry style leather fragrance. Very similar to the scent profile in Tom Ford's Tuscan Leather or Go Dolphin by Parfum de Marly. But yeah, this is just great, especially if you're somebody who loves a leather fragrance. And the performance on this is nuclear, in my opinion. Well, I mean, it's not necessarily really my opinion. It's pretty much a fact. Like, this thing performs. This is going to last a couple weeks on clothes, and this is going to be an all-day wear. Like, it's definitely going to give you all-day performance. And with it being such a great smelling fragrance, the fact that it performs as well as it does is really a big plus. So Layukawam by Rasasi, great performer here. Next up, we got one that just surprised the shit out of me. As good, the performance on this just surprised me to no end. This is a fragrance that is more of a fresh type of fragrance. Fresh, versatile. There's some ginger and bergamot, cardamom, and it's a fresh scent profile. And typically, you wouldn't associate a fresher style of scent profile with, a fragrance that's got this good a performance. But this is Ultimate Rendezvous by the Dua brand. I've just started kind of exploring the Dua brand and picking up some Dua fragrances recently, and I've been really impressed by them. They are extrait de parfum, so yeah, they got a higher fragrance oil concentration. But this one in particular, this thing performs like you wouldn't believe, especially for the type of scent profile that it is. Now, I've never got my nose on the original YSL L'Homme Ultime, which is what this is inspired by, but I don't know what kind of performance either Ultime has, how good a performer it is, but this one here, this is absolutely nuclear on the performance. I mean, you're going to get an easy 10 plus hours out of this thing, and it just projects like crazy. And just when you would think that a typical fresher style fragrance would start to kind of like wane down and kind of wear down, this thing just keeps right on plugging. It keeps right on pushing. And this one, like I said, it really surprised me at how great the performance is on this one. It is. That's Ultimate Rendezvous by the Dua brand, and it's a clone of YSL L'Homme Ultime. This is such a great performing fragrance. I couldn't believe when I picked that fragrance up and gave it a couple wears. I was like, man, this thing just lasts forever. And even after like, you know, even after like 8+ hours into close into 10 hours, it's still pumping off of my skin like I sprayed it an hour ago. Like, it's amazing. So the last one in this list is gonna be one that is, like I said, all these fragrances in this list here so far are budget options. They're in that budget range, that $30, $40 or less range. Now, the Layuka one, when I first picked that one up, it was like a little bit higher priced as far as, budget cologne fragrances go. I think I picked it up, it was around 60 bucks. Nowadays, you can get it for less. I think it's around 40 or so the last I checked. But this one, Instant Crush by Mancera, this one I had to put in this list because even though it's not as good of a as inexpensive as the rest of the fragrances in this list, like relative to the rest of these, it's a little more expensive. I think I paid around $100 for this one, but as relative to other designer and niche fragrances that are out there, and this is a niche brand, compared to other niche and high-end designers, this is very competitively priced and very well reasonably priced for what you get from Mancera. Most of their fragrances are going to be great performers, and most of them are really, really good. This one I put in this list because not only is it one of my favorite, possibly my favorite fragrance in my entire collection, but along with the stunning scent profile that you get here, that's absolutely amazing, great, especially in cooler weather. But the performance that you get out of this, along with that, makes this just easy 10 out of 10 for me. And I had to make sure to include this in this list, even though most of these are budget options. And to be honest, most of the fragrances in my collection are in that budget range. But this one here, performance is excellent, projection is great, longevity is great, scent profile, remarkable. So I just wanted to throw this in here and let you guys know that if this one or any of the other ones that I've mentioned on this list are ones that you're considering picking up and you're just curious about if they're going to perform as well as you've heard that they do, or if they're, if performance is going to be an issue that you're, kind of like basing a decision if you're going to pick one of these up, rest assured, anything in this list is going to have great performance. You're not going to have to worry as far as performance goes. And especially this guy right here, I mean, this is just a great fragrance overall. 10 out of 10 for me. And I also feel like every single one of these in this list here, every one of these fragrances is well beyond the price to value ratio here is they're well beyond what you're going to pay for them. Like when you're paying like, $30 for a fragrance and you get the kind of performance that you're going to get out of one of these in this list, and even the Mancera at 100, worth every single penny that you're going to pay for these, for the performance you're getting out of these. These all perform excellent, and I recommend every one of these. If you want a great fragrance that's going to perform really well, any of these are going to do that for you. Thanks for watching another video, guys. I really appreciate you watching, and I'm the Mad Fragger. I will see you next time.